On this week's KSP News Show,
Squad reveal their plan for 0.25. Is it as good as you were thinking? And game-changing new feature from Squad still under secrecy. But what could it be? All that and more on this week's KSP News Show.
Reporting live from the Kerbal Space Center, it's your host, Jinli Kerman.
Good morning, evening and afternoon, my fellow Kerbonauts. My name is Jinli Kerman and welcome to the KSP News Show. We have a bunch of stories to cover today, including a full reveal of 0.25. Well, almost. So, without further ado, let's get straight on with the first news story for today. If you weren't aware, Max Maps, who's doing a lot of the publicity for 0.25 by the looks of things, he actually went through on the Kerbal forums on the 29th of August, so about 2-3 days ago maybe now, and he posted a full reveal of what 0.25 will contain. Admitting a couple of things, but that's our next story. So, I've got the post in front of me now. I will put the link in the description to it if you want to go and look at it yourself. It's basically the intro is just saying that none of this is concrete. Some new features might get added. Some of these features may not get added depending on how they turn out. Links to Civ 5 and stuff like that, making jokes about it. But he goes on to say, so without further ado, here's the current plan. Then you get a big title that says Administration Building. The use for it has finally been revealed. It says, a new facility at the KSC, which allows you to choose from a set of strategies to boost certain areas of your space program, usually at the expense of some other area. Start an unpaid internship program to increase your science gains at the cost of reputation, or take up an open source technology initiative to boost your reputation gains at the cost of decreased science rewards. All of these combinations will be possible using strategies along with many more. Also, strategies are fully mod-enabled, so new ones can be added very easily. Just keep in mind, however, that you can only take up a limited amount of strategies at a time, so choose wisely. The next little subsection has the title New Effects. With a very simple sentence, we've done a huge overhaul on particle and sound effects. We've got much better looking and much better sounding explosions, which is always good to see, and rocket effects coming. I'm really looking forward to that because at the moment the Hot Rockets mod, it looks good. However, it does take up quite a bit of memory, so hopefully Squad will be able to optimize this new part very well, compared to the Hot Rockets mod at least. Moving on, something that we've known about for quite a while now, spaceplane part overhaul. We are adding several new parts along with integration of fan favourite mod Spaceplane Plus. I've used Spaceplanes Plus for a while now, and I know, as I said in last week's KSP News Show, and I think it's a very good mod, and I'm very glad that they're implementing it. They have slightly overhauled the textures, as you will see in the images on screen in the corner there. Instead of having like the heat shielding on the bottom, they've gotten rid of that now, I believe. I think that's right. But I think it actually makes them look a lot sleeker. But I do like the mod and I love the way that they are going with this. The next section is called Accessibility Improvements. More markers on your nav ball and a pointer to where your node is. A way to transfer Kerbals without leaving their craft. A button to push your thrust all the way to 100%. We are adding that. So they're implementing, as I said last week, their own version of enhanced nav ball. The crew transfer is something that I am looking forward to very much, because EVAing every single Kerbal from one part of a craft to another is just, it's boring. It's really boring and tedious, and if you've got a large craft, your frame rate drops to about 4 frames per second, and it takes so long. So having this makes things so much quicker and more convenient, and the thrust button is just going to be nice for launch and stuff like that. So yeah, really looking forward to those changes. Another new feature, and one that I am looking forward to again, is Kerbal Experience. Recovering Kerbals will now reward you your reputation based on where they've been and what they have done there, and their accomplishments will be stored in persistent career logs for each crew member. Now that's cool because it shows your more experienced Kerbals compared to your rookie Kerbals, and it also earns you some nice reputation now, and hopefully this lays the foundations for employing Kerbals and stuff like that, which adds an extra dynamic to the game. But that's something that I am looking forward to probably the most out of the smaller things of this update. But yeah, moving on. Next we have the long-awaited difficulty panel. We're setting up a much needed difficulty options panel to allow you to set up the game for your liking. Does reverting flight make things too easy? No. Try disabling to see what playing with no room for error feels like. Are you constantly broke without cash to continue? Give yourself some extra boost off the start by increasing your starting funds. The list of tweakable options goes on, but you get the idea. Now there is one more small subtitle on this 0.25 plan that Max Maps has published, and it's called Classified. So this leads into our next story here. The caption says, "You'll have to wait for this one a little bit longer. If we had our way, we would tell no one about it and just let you guys discover it through gameplay with hilarious results." So there you have it. That's our grand plan for 0.25. We are doing our best to bring this all to you, and I hope you will be understanding if it changes a little on the way. And so yeah, that's the article finished, but that is not all, because Max Maps went on Squadcast the other day, and he was talking about this secretive feature, and he says firstly that it's going to change the game in a big way, and also that it's going to have some hilarious results. Now, people were saying in the comments when I said this on the KSP group on Facebook, they were saying that it could be a Kraken or something like that, and while that would be hilarious to see, I don't think they'll be adding a legitimate Kraken into the game. But if they were, what would it be like? And I want to know, if it's hilarious and it's going to change the game in a big way, what do you guys think it would be? I initially thought that this was going to be multiplayer, or at least the background for multiplayer, but now they've said this, I'm kind of contradicting myself and going back to say that it's a big new feature added into the game. So what do you guys think? Leave in the comments down below what you think this might be. But aside from that, that's pretty much it for this Kerbal Space Program news show. Sorry it was a shorter episode than usual, but that's pretty much all the news we've gotten this week. I'm also going back to school, which means less videos, but I'll link in the description the video to what I said about that. But that's pretty much it, guys. Remember to like and subscribe for more, and I'll see you in the next one. This is Jinley Kerman signing off. Stay classy.